Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Another Thursday, another video, and today I'm bringing you a very fun summer dress. So we're going to be learning how to make this easy to throw on maxi dress. Very easy and simple to cut, and it's also beginner friendly. So stay tuned. So let's get right into the materials needed. You're going to need 3 meters of fabric. So here I'm just using this very lightweight fabric. I really love this fabric. Also going to need a French curve. We're going to need a ruler, so a straight ruler, and fabric chalk. For your measurement, you're going to take your horizontal measurements first. So that's your shoulder, your bust, your waist, and your hip measurement. Next, you're going to take your vertical measurement. Your shoulder to bust, your shoulder to waist to your hips, and the full length of your dress. So let's get right into this tutorial video. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to fold my fabric into 2, and I'm starting out by cutting out the front piece of the dress first. And I basically just folded this by using the largest part of my body, which is my hips, plus 5 inches. I'm putting in the full length of my dress. So the full length of my dress was 63 inches. My tape goes up to 60 inches. So here I'm just adding 3 extra inches. And that measurement includes my 1 inch sewing allowance. So for hemming and all that. I'm done adding the 3 inches. I'm going to take a straight ruler and I'm going to make a straight line, and that's the full length of my dress. Okay, so back to the edge of my fabric, I'm just making sure I have a straight line, so straight edges, and that line I just drew there is going to be my shoulder line. So on that shoulder line, I'm going to put in 4 inches for my neck width. And then I'm going to put in my shoulder measurement next. 15 divided by 2, that was 7.5, and then I added 0.5 inches for allowance. So everything altogether was 4 by 8 inches. For the depth of the neck, I used 4 inches as well. Just grab your French curve and draw a round neck, or any type of neck you like actually. Shoulder line, you're going to go down by 1 inch and draw your shoulder slant. Here I'm just putting in my vertical measurement, so my shoulder to my bust measurement. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to draw a straight line. I'm going to draw a straight line from my shoulder to my bust, just like so. I'm going to impute my bust measurement divided by 4 on that line. I'm going to put the rest of my vertical measurements, so from my shoulder to waist, and my waist to hip measurement. On my waistline, I'm going to put my waist measurement divided by 4. And on my hip line, I'm going to put my hip measurement divided by 4. And I'm going to connect all 3 points with my French curve, like so. So for the armhole, I'm going to get the middle point, so the midpoint of that line, and I'm going to mark it down. And I'm going to go in by 0.5 inches. I have done this a lot of times on my channel, and please make sure to check out my video, especially the basic bodice pattern. All these steps are there. So now I'm just going to create my armhole by connecting the points together. Alright, so because I'm going for a baggy look, so this is not supposed to be a tight dress, so I'm going to add allowance on the sides. So I think on my bust I added about 3 inches. Again, this is up to you and your discretion, but I added about 3 inches to my bust line. I also added 3 inches to my waistline as well. On my hip line, I added 4 inches to my hip measurements. So I must say that I did put in my sewing allowance into this extra space I'm leaving. I factored in my sewing allowance as well. Keep that in mind. I'm just measuring my hip measurement plus the allowance, and I'm going to put that at the bottom of my dress, and I'm going to add about 2 inches to that, and I'm going to draw a straight line just to give it kind of A-line baggy look at the bottom as well. So I'm all done with the front piece, and I'm just going to cut it out now. I'm just using the front piece to cut the back piece. So remember to cut on the fold as well for the back piece. So here I'm just adjusting and drawing a new armhole for the back. So your front armhole is different from the back because you don't have any bust at the back. You don't need to go in. So all you have to do is just from the middle, just connect it, draw a new armhole. I have a detailed video showing this. This might not be very clear, but I have a detailed video showing this, and that's in my basic bodice pattern. I will leave the link down below. Please make sure to watch that, and everything would be clearer and be more easier for you to carry out this step. So once we're done cutting, that's it for the back and the front, and then we can move on to the sleeves. It's very easy. Moving on to the sleeves, we're going to fold our fabric into 2. So we're going to make sure it's on a fold. Pinning it down. I forgot, you're going to need a basic sleeve block. I have a detailed video on how I made this, and I'm just going to modify this sleeve block. So I want short sleeves, so I'm just measuring the length I want it to be at. Once I've gotten my appropriate length, I'm going to go ahead and pin it to my fabric. So I'm going to grab my front part of the dress and I'm going to measure the armhole. I'm going to measure the curve around my pattern. Whatsoever the difference between my front piece and the pattern, I'm going to impute it on my sleeve like so. Once you're done cutting out your sleeves, you're going to figure out what side is the back and what side is the front. You're going to open up your pattern and you're going to place your sleeve on there and just align it. So front to front, back to back, and then you're just going to properly cut it out. So we're going to do the same thing for the second sleeve as well, and once we're done, we're going to start assembling everything together. Alright, so I have serged the edges of my sleeves, so I have joined it at the shoulder, and now I'm going to attach the sleeves to my dress. So once you're done joining your sleeves, go ahead and hem the bottom of your dress and then join the sides together. I did all this off camera, and yes, and then we'll move on to the neck, the bias binding, and just finishing off the neck. I have other videos showing how I fix my bias binding. It's quite detailed, so I'll just leave it somewhere on the screen, and you can watch that. But here I'm just going to speed through the bias binding process and how I hem my neck. That's it, guys. We're all done with the neck now, and I'm done with the dress. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.